Okay, I'm gonna jump into this and get right to the chase. I do not want you to blame yourself. If you are moving through challenges within your relationship and you are struggling with mental health, it is so easy to victimize yourself and live in a space of victimhood. And I know that because I have been there. This means that you are constantly looking at yourself and looking at the challenges you are going through and feeling small and feeling less than in your relationship because of what you are going through. So if you're moving through a separation, if you are having challenges within that relationship, it is not your fault. You are so worthy. And what I want you to know today is the right person will always meet you where you are at. So when I rested in my victimhood, when I lived there, what I found as I continued to heal, as I continued to move closer to myself, I discovered so much truth behind this hidden facade. When I wasn't living in a victim state, I was able to see the things that I couldn't see before. And that really was when I was in my relationship with my partner. What I later realized was when he married me thinking, one day her OCD will go away. Gosh, you guys, if I had known that he thought this, I would have never gotten married. And this didn't make him a bad person. What I want you to know is your partner, anybody in your life, can only meet you from the space they are at. We don't blame them. We don't shame them. We see that people only know what they know. So today, what I want to provide you is the ability to understand or see that maybe your partner is not showing up and supporting you in the ways that you hope or maybe even need. And again, I think that there's a lot of controversy surrounding that word need, but we all need somebody. We all need support. I also want you to know you have the power within you to heal yourself. But I also had a lot of toxic traits, you guys. Maybe you can resonate. I thought that I was lucky if I had a partner support me, that I should just be able to pick myself up, dust my shoulders off, and take care of myself. But in reality, what is the point of being in a relationship if you are not going to support each other and grow and learn? And that means through better or worse. So here we go. I'm going to dive in and I'm going to provide you some maybe red flags that your partner's not supporting you in the way you need, or perhaps you need to have a bit of a conversation because you're feeling maybe a little bit missed. Okay, so tip number 1, they don't understand mental health. And when you recognize that they don't understand mental health and try and advise them on different ways that they could learn about it, they have no interest and they don't want to learn. This one's big. They are going to push back and they don't want to learn about mental health. Number 2, you feel completely alone. Even when they are right beside you, you feel like you are moving through this time by yourself. And that sense of loneliness when next to someone is so hard. So if you're going through this, I empathize and I see you. I really do. Number 3, you feel like you have to hide what you are feeling. So when you are going through different emotions, you feel like maybe they're judging you. So there's some judgment and feeling like you have to hide what you are going through. You don't want to show them because if you do, they're going to be looking at you in a certain way. And this means that there's a real lack of support there, because if you are feeling alone and then having to hide how you feel, these are some really big red flags for you. They want you at your best and not at your worst. So you'll clearly know this because when you are struggling, they kind of leave you in the dark. You're kind of by yourself to pick yourself up. But when you are doing well, they want to spend so much time with you. They want to hang out with you. They want to embrace you. And they may have even said to you that they feel uncomfortable when you are moving through hardship. This is really hard to hear. But again, we can take that and we can victimize ourselves and be like, oh, I understand why they feel this way. I'm going through X, Y, Z. I am a problem. I am struggling. It is not you. Remember, the right person is going to meet you where you are at. You ask them to learn about what you are going through, not only from a mental health perspective, but if you have some sort of diagnosis, and you ask them to educate themselves to learn how to cope, learn how to manage, learn how to be a team player, and they're like, I'm just not interested. I know everything I have to know. And that's just not the truth, because if they're not experiencing it, if they're not in it, there is no way that they could know everything they need to know. They fail to ask you how you are doing. So you are moving through your healing journey. You are moving through treatment, maybe. You are trying to take care of what you are going through, and they never ask how you are doing or what you are moving through. This leads me to this one. They don't collaborate on treatment plans. They don't want to be a part of the journey to betterment and your health and wellness. And lastly, you guys, this is really big. They neglect your needs. So you express yourself over and over of what you need. Maybe it's just a hug. Maybe it's for them to listen. Or maybe you are looking for that motivation. You need that little kick in the ass. You need that little boost. And they just don't provide that to you. These are all signs that your partner is not supporting you in the ways that you need. Again, if you are victimizing yourself, I can't say it enough. Remove yourself from that victimhood. You are so worthy. You have nothing wrong with you. If you are going through some sort of mental health challenge, if you have that diagnosis, there is nothing wrong with you. We are all here just trying to figure it out. It's also really important to note that just because your partner is not supporting you in the ways you need does not mean they are a bad person. It does not mean you have to carry resent towards them. It is important to know that some people do not have the capacity to provide you what you need. They don't have the ability to understand in the ways that you want them to. No matter how hard they try, they just can't meet you where you are at. And this means it's important for you to look at your relationship and see, is this the right person for me? Is this the type of relationship that I want? Again, it is beautiful to have a supportive partner. We want a supportive partner. This is the entire point of having a relationship. But I also want you to know that you are so capable of overcoming anything you are moving through. And there is nothing about you that is going to cause your entire relationship to crumble. It takes two people. And if you are feeling like it is your fault because you are moving through something mentally, I want you to know it's not your fault. It is not your fault. You are so beautiful. You are so worthy. You are so strong. And you will find people that meet you where you are at. The right people will see you, know you, feel you, and you will reflect that back to them.